Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk. Can we talk about emotional baggage, please? Whoa. Okay, so first and foremost, we all have emotional baggage. We have emotional baggage that we have experienced when we were young, that we've learned from or grown from, whatever, that we've made peace with, but still we carry. Then we have emotional baggage that we haven't made peace yet with, that we're still sad about, that still upsets us if we think back to it. People we've lost or relationships that have gone bad that we still are not quite over yet. And then we have new emotional baggage that comes up every day. This is all our own personal stuff. So literally we are living the circle of life of emotional baggage. But how many of us in our day-to-day take on other people's emotional baggage? I posted a video last weekend of me crying. It was never intended to be a video of just me crying, that I can assure you. What happened was I had a moment, I pulled over, I lost it, and I thought, so many people on this planet tune in to watch Coffee Talk every morning, and they always see the 6-minute version of me. They never see the times where I break, where I cry, where it's all too much for me, where I feel sad or forsaken, where I feel like I'm underwater and I'm looking at the surface above me and I can't get to it. So I was going to explain to you guys what was going on. I couldn't get the words. I was so sad. Sometimes there is a sadness that feels so heavy you can't even describe it. And that's where I was. Over 50,000 of you watched that video because I think it was the I'm not the only one feeling. I don't think anyone was happy to see me cry, but I think there's something about knowing that you're not alone in this world, that you're not the only one that cries, that sometimes life becomes too much. I have a girlfriend. I met her husband, and immediately he didn't like me. This upset me for like a week. I couldn't understand why. I was so good to his wife. I loved her. She and I were great friends, and she kept saying, it's not you. It's not personal. But I didn't believe her until I got to know him a little bit better and realized he does not like forward-thinking women. He does not like independent women. He's threatened by any woman that has an opinion, especially an opinionated woman who hangs out with his wife. And I realized that him not liking me had nothing to do with me and everything to do with his insecurities. But it didn't make my load any less heavy. For a week, I carried around the uneasiness about why this man didn't like me. How many times people have opinions of us that we know are not true, but we carry that around anyway. We allow it to weigh us down. It's like we become the emotional baggage lady. We look like a coat hanger full of other people's bags, their opinions of us, just weighing us down. It's like, and remember, we are the constant. We are the constant. I am Jamie all the time. This is me. There could be 50 people around me with 50 different opinions, but they can't all be right. It's not possible. So we know that a large percentage of people with opinions about us are wrong. And they always say, if they don't know you personally, don't take it personal. Easier said than done. But that's not even the only emotional baggage we take on. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like the Noah in the group. When the storms are coming, everybody comes to Noah. Build the ark, Jamie. Get me the hell out of here. And that's fine. And I know my role. And I've been Noah since I was a kid. Like I've always been the strong one. But what about when the storms come for me? Who's helping me build the ark? Nobody ever stops to ask me how I'm doing. And I think last week, I was carrying around so many other people's emotional heartache, which I think for the human connection is important. When your friends need you, you need to be there, but not at the expense of your own emotional well-being. And that's where I went wrong. I took on so much And I know other people do this. We take on our parents. We take on other people's expectations, their opinions. We're carrying other people's loads. If someone came up to you and said, can you carry this 100-pound suitcase? I can't carry it anymore. You might do it for a day, but how long are you going to carry around a 100-pound suitcase? It's like somebody walking up to you and going, here, can you carry this pile of shit? Like, no, dude, I don't want to carry your shit. I got my own shit. We do this, especially women. We take on in-laws shit and our own family's heartache and our friends and our own and this and that. And before you know it, we're so bogged down, we can't walk anymore. We're shuffling. We're shuffling our feet. We are barely standing. And guess what? Eventually we hit our knees. That's where I was. I kept taking my own sadness and pushing it in the back so that I could be strong for everybody else. And then finally, I broke. We have precious cargo space in our consciousness for our emotional well-being. When we fill our own cargo space with other people's emotional baggage, we will break. Because it is survival to be able to handle our own emotional baggage. Our bodies, our minds, our hearts are equipped to handle our own emotional baggage and only carry other people's for a short amount of time. When we take on other people's for too long, our body will do whatever it has to do to purge it. It will break, it will crack, it will cry, it will become depressed. I can't go back to that space. I was in a bad place last weekend. It's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for my family. Finally, I let the Bells know. I let my sisters and brother know. I let my husband know. I let everybody know. I need a Noah. The storms have come for me. Mercury is in retrograde. I am drowning, and no one is throwing a life preserver. As soon as I asked for help, I got it triple-fold. The Bells were great. My husband, everybody sort of stepped up, but I should never have allowed it to get to that place. We cannot allow it to get to that place. Remember, your body is like a vehicle. It has a trunk for enough storage for your emotional baggage and just a little extra room for someone else's when they need it. You cannot stuff your storage space full of other people's opinions and baggage and needs and wants because your vehicle will break down. I know because it happened to me. What do you think about emotional baggage? Are you carrying your own or someone else's? And how long can you carry somebody else's for? It's interesting. I love you today. Have a great day.